Hello everyone. Welcome to the lecture of Human Resource Management. Human resources management is made up of human resource and management, which is best explained as H, R and M. H for human, R for resource and M for management. So we are talking about human as a resource, and therefore management of this resource is called human resource management. Let us understand about what is the overview of HRM. So HRM is that process of management which develops and manages the human element of an enterprise. So it is not only the management of skills but also the attitude and aspirations of people. Human resource management may be defined as a set of policies, practices and programs designed to maximize both personal and organizational goals. It is such a process by which people and organization are bound together in such a way that both of them are able to achieve their objectives. So, an organization which is made up of mainly 7 resources, that is, men, material, money, machinery, method, management, and marketing, that we all know. So, all of these resources, in which man is considered to be the living resource, and it is the people who makes the use of all non-human resources, because out of these 7 resources only man is the living human resource. Rest of the 6 resources are considered as non-living resources. A man as a living resource is handling all those non-living resources. So we can say that people are considered to be the most significant resource, because the man is the one who makes all the differences within the organization. So let us see that L.F. Urwick has remarked that business houses are made or broken in long run not by the market or capital, patents or equipments, but by men. According to Peter F. Drucker, man of all resources are available to man and can grow and develop. So we can say that man of all resources, man is considered to be the basic and the most important human resource. So man of all resources which are available to man itself, and they can use those other resources and can grow and develop. Human resources are also called heterogeneous in the sense that they differ in personality, perception, emotion, values, attitude, motives, modes, and thoughts. So it varies in different people in various ways. So every person having different personality, perception, emotion, values, attitude, motives, and modes and thoughts. So therefore, it makes the major difference in the organization. Human behavior is the stimuli which is often inconsistent and unpredictable. So most of the time we can see that human behavior can be inconsistent, which cannot be considered as a consistent one. It is behavior is a reflection of whatever it has been taken place, either the situation or the stimulus which has been given to. So it is basically unpredictable. We cannot predict that how the human is going to behave in a particular situation. So while other resources depreciate means minimizes, human resource appreciate with the passage of time. Why? Because it adds experience into it. So therefore we can say that human resources never depreciate. It can be appreciated as and when it passes its experiences in its life. So better educate, more skilled, better be aware of their interest and rights are some of the distinguishing features of modern human resource management. And these features creates difficulty for a manager to use human resources always in an effective and efficient manner. In a highly competitive and complex business environment, attracting and retaining qualifying and competent employees have become a real challenge of the day for the managers. So the rule of thumb has become redundant. Now, what is this? The rule of thumb has become redundant, which means that if we are going to select a person according to your choice and prescribed thumb rule, you would definitely find that you are going to pick a wrong people for your organization. So this has become redundant, which means you are not able to select those people because by the method of rule of thumb. So the need of the new perspective is to have the right people for a right job. The mantra offers organization an edge, which management experts terms as competitive advantage or the core competency to survive and thrive in the competitive business environment. The same gives genesis to the concept of HRM in business organization. So this is how the HRM has developed in order to create a competitive advantage or core competency of a particular organization with respect to its competitors in the market. Now, let us understand some introduction that organization is a group of people establishing either formally or informally for the attainment of certain objectives. People are considered to be the foundation of any organization. In societal context, organization needs people and people needs organization. So both of them, if we are going to fulfill the same both the manner, then we are going to survive in the organization. So organization is benefited by the people and people is benefited by the organization too. So it is the people who staff, lead and control the organization. People involved in any organization are referred as human resource. So therefore, any people who are working within an organization are considered as human resource. So therefore, the overall management of such personnel are considered as human resource management. So any group of people which are working within an organization are considered to be their human resource, and therefore managing those people is considered as human resource management. Let us understand with this diagram that what is human resource management. Listing what the resources you need. First of all, you need to find out which are the resources which you require to develop and grow your organization. Estimating how many of those resources you need. How much organization needs how many resources. As I have already told you that there are 7 resources. Out of these 7 resources, what are the combination? How much and how many of these resources are required for your organization? Whose job is this? It is the job of a department of human resource management which is lying within the organization. So making a schedule that meets your deadline. Third point is you have to make a schedule for meeting the deadlines of arranging those 7 resources and the how much and how many and that of a right time is considered together as. So these 3 things considered together is considered to be the human resource management. Let us understand few of the definitions of human resource management. Michael J. Jusius has defined human resource as a whole consisting of interrelated, interdependent and interacting physiological, psychological, sociological and ethical components. According to Flippo, human resource management is planning, organizing, directing and controlling of the procurement, development, compensation, integration and maintenance and also separation of human resource to the end so that the individual, organization and societal objectives are accomplished. Which means what? Human resource management is considered is all about planning of human resource, organizing of human resource, directing of human resource, controlling of human resource. For what purpose? For the purpose of procurement. For a longer period of time we want to procure them. For your developing them so that they could be in the organization developed. Then we are giving compensation to them. Then we are integrating. Integrating means they are interacting with each other and creating a relationship with them. And therefore, we are maintaining them in the organization so that they could stick for a longer period of time. And after that, separation. which means anybody is going to leave the organization, then also the human resource department is acting as a so it is from the starting till the end. Any people which is coming to work in the organization till his recruitment and up to the separation time, human resource department is always interacting with those people. So we can say that human resources, the end that individual, organization and societal objectives are accomplished. Now another definition is given by according to DeCenzo Robbins. So HRM is concerned with the people dimension in management. According to DeCenzo Robbins, HRM is concerned with people dimension in management, which means since every organization is made up of people acquiring their services, developing their skills, motivating them to the higher level of performance, and ensuring that they continue to maintain their commitment to the organization are essential to achieving the organizational objectives. This is true regardless of the type of organization like government, business, education, health, recreation, and societal actions. So we can say that every organization which is made up of people, without the people, we cannot grow in the organization, because acquiring their services, developing their skills, if the people are staying in the organization, we can train them and develop their skills, motivate them so that they could perform their high level of performance, and ensuring that continue to maintain their commitment to the organization are the essential features to attainment of organizational objectives. So this definition is given by DeCenzo Robbins. Now, therefore, we can conclude that HRM can be defined as a process of procuring, developing, and maintaining competent human resources in the organization. The basic job of human resource management is what? A department. Human resource management is a department in each and every organization. Irrespective of the type of organization, every organization has that department, and its main function is that it is meant for procuring, developing, maintaining the competent human resource in the organization, so that the goals of the organizations achieved in an effective and efficient manner. In short, HRM is an art of managing people and work in such a manner that they give their best to the organization for achieving its goals. Now let us understand with this diagram, so what basically an HR department do in an organization. So first job is recruitment, selection and introduction, which means what? We are recruiting. Recruiting is hiring. Recruiting is basically hiring, or recruitment is giving an advertisement for the process of vacancies which you have already available in the organization. Then selection is a process where we can select the best fit into the job, and then we are introducing them into the organization. Next is personal administration. We are taking care as an HR department, personal administration of the people, so that the guidelines, procedure, policies, leave policies, etc. has been given to the in written as well as communicated to the personnel as and when he is joining. Then after training and development is another department of human resource management, which basically take cares about the training and further development of the people who are there working within an organization. Performance and reward is another section of the human resource management, which take cares for the performance of the people, that whatever performance they have performed, and the reward which has been given by those people, reward has been given by the management to those people who have highly performed well in the organization. Next is talent management. Talent management is a department which identifies the talents of an individual within the organization, so that the best suitable job could be provided to those people who are talented in different fields. Now the next is succession and career planning. So another department of human resource management is succession and career planning. Succession is what? That if anybody is retired, if anybody leaves the organization, then how these positions are going to be filled is called the succession. And career planning is that any employee, if they plan their career, how they should grow in their career, so it guides them and develop them so that everybody who have joined has to grow in the organization. Growing means their career should move on the right path so that it should go on increasing day by day. So next department is labor relation. Labor relation is the one department wherein they maintain the relationship with the employees in the organization. If any queries or any problem which is related to that person is taken care by this labor relation department. Now next department is HR planning. They are in the process of planning that what all process is coming in the organization, how many more people are required in the organization, when it is required, where it is required, and what time it is required. So they are basically doing the planning process ki how many people are required in the organization and what time they are required, how many people are already working in the organization, and how many have to be recruited from outside and at what time. So these are the various departments which I have talked about, and given you the brief of the various departments of human resource management. Now let us understand what are the basic objectives of human resource management. The primary objective of HRM is to ensure the availability of the right people for a right job so that the organization goals are achieved effectively. Now this primary objective can further be subdivided into following sub-objectives. To help the organization to attain its goals effectively and efficiently by providing competent and motivated employees. So human resource department's major job is what? They have to make them assure that the person you are hiring for the organization is effective and efficient in the manner, and they are self-motivated to do the hard work and achieve the goals of the organization, to utilize the available human resource effectively. So human resource department also does the act of utilizing all the human resource effectively so that in the best manner the people can perform and attain the organizational goals and objective. Another task of human resources to increase the fullest of the employee's job satisfaction and self-actualization, which means what? Job satisfaction. Every individual should satisfy with their job which it has been given by the organization. So they are having the job satisfaction, the amount of salary which is paid, they are satisfied with that. The work they have been provided, they are satisfied with the type of work, and they are enjoying by doing their work. So this is called the job satisfaction. And self-actualization is that they have attained what they wanted to attain, and therefore they have no need to move from this organization to another. So if any person or any employee is satisfied in both the respect, they have a job satisfaction and they are self-actualized, so therefore they will never leave the organization. They would be considered as a loyal employee of the organization. Next is to develop and maintain the quality of work life, which makes the employment in the organization a desirable personal and social situations. To help and maintain the ethical policies and behavior inside and outside the organization, to establish and maintain cordial relationship between the employee and management, and therefore reconcile the individual group goals with the organizational goals so that the organization can achieve the organizational goals effectively. Now let us understand the basic objectives of human resource management by this diagrammatic view. So use your resources. Human resource, as I have already told you, is the considered as the living resource, and it actually creates the difference within two different organizations. So therefore, the type of people which you have hired into your organization, this creates basic difference between the two organization or the two competitors in the market. So basic objective is to use your resources with effectively, efficiently, and economically. Then only you can grow in the market and succeed in the competitive world, and you create a core competency for your organization. Now, Wither and Davis has classified the objectives of HRM into four categories. There are societal objectives, organizational objective, functional objectives, and personnel objectives. So these are the four different types of objectives which are meant to cater the need of the society is called the societal objectives which are meant to cater the organization is called the organizational objective. Some functional objectives which takes care of the functions of human resource management, and personal objectives is the employee's individual personal objective. So let us see in detail what are these objectives. First is societal objectives. The basic objective of HRM2 is towards the society. So any department which is working as an HR department in the organization, its first duty is to serve the society as a whole. So it should be to ensure that organization manages human resource in an ethical and socially responsible manner to ensuring compliance with legal and ethical standards. Thus, this type of objective includes to manage human resource in an ethical and socially responsible manner, to ensure compliance with legal and ethical standards, and to minimize the negative impact of societal demands upon the organization. So these are the societal objectives which a human resource department is catering to. Now next is organizational objectives. So HR department, like any other department in the organization, should focus on achieving the goals of the organization first. If it does not meet this purpose, the HR department cannot exist in a long run. So therefore we can say that HR department should recognize its role in bringing about the organizational effectiveness. So its main objective is to create effectiveness within the organization. Only then the HR department could be analyzed that it is working in a proper manner. So HRM is not an end in itself. It is only a means to assess the organization with its primary objectives. So it is not an end in itself. It is means to assess the organization with its primary objectives. In simple words, the HR department should aim at serving the rest of the organization. So its aim is what? HR department in any organization, its basic aim is to serve the rest in the organization, which means the people who are working in the organization, serving them in a better manner is its first priority. Now, third is functional objective. So, to maintain the HR department contribution at a level of appropriate to the organizational needs. So, the resources are wasted when HRM is either more or less sophisticated to suit the organizational demands. So, therefore, the department level of services must be tailored to fit the organization it serves. HRM should employ the skills and abilities of the workforce efficiently. It should aim at making people's strength productive and to benefit the organization. So its aim is to strengthen the productivity of the people and to benefit the organization. HRM should also aim at providing the organization with well-trained and well-motivated employees. Now, personal objectives. Let us see how it is going to fulfill the objectives of a personnel within an organization. So personnel objectives of an employee must met if the employees are to be maintained, retained and motivated. Otherwise, employee performance and satisfaction may decline and they may leave the organization. The objectives of HRM is this context are HRM should increase the fullest extent the employee job satisfaction. HRM should also meet the self-actualization of the employee, and HRM should assist the employee in achieving their personal goals. So HRM should develop and maintain quality work life. It provides their employees quality of work life, and then HRM should also communicate HR policies to all the employees. Now let us understand about the scope of HRM. The scope of HRM is very wide. Personnel aspects, this is concerned with the manpower planning, recruitment, selection, placement, transfer, promotion, training, development, layoff, retrenchment, remuneration, incentives, productivity, etc. So let us understand what all are these. So first is concerned with manpower planning. What is, we have to plan about how many people, what time, at what place, which department is required. This is called the manpower planning, future planning about the manpower. Then we are moving towards the recruitment, finding out the vacancies in the organization, and then giving an advertisement for those vacancies. Then selection is a process wherein we are recruiting people after selecting in various different skills, knowledge, abilities, and interaction with those people. Then after we place the people into the particular position to perform the work, and then transfer of those employee. Transfer is what? As and when there is a requirement of a people within any other department, and we feel that the person is suitable to work in that department, then we transfer people from here to there according to the priority of the job. Then we are promoting people. Promotion is what? Promotion is that we are making the people promoted from a lower position to the higher position. It is called promotion. Then we are training people. Training is improving their knowledge, skills, and ability by giving training to them. And then further the development. Training further leads to development also, because the person is gaining knowledge, talent, skills, abilities, and developing day by day in their improvement in their skills and knowledge. So layoff is that how the people are moving from the organization. So layoff is we are putting out or asking the people not to work in the organization or find somewhere job. Why? Because there is a less of job requirement in the organization. Then we are having retrenchment. We are retrenching people. Why? Because retrenchment is the process wherein the people are leaving the organization because of finding a new job or whatever reason. So why there is a basis of retrenchment, why people are retrenching from the organization, and what are the reasons for it. We are providing remuneration as an HR department. Remuneration is paying those employees for their work. Incentives are provided as and when it is directly correlated to the productivity of the people. So as and when the people are more productive, they are getting incentives. Less productive, they are not getting the incentive. So it is directly proportional to the productivity of the people, and productivity itself to improve the productivity in the organization to attain the organizational goals and objectives. Let us first see what is the scope of HRM. The scope of HRM is that prospects of the employees. Do we have the prospect for the employee within the organization? Which means, are the people growing in the organization? They have a prospect to that whatever position they have joined today, they can be promoted to a higher position a day after tomorrow or year after tomorrow. Employee hirings is another scope of HRM. Then we are paying remuneration to the employee. That is whatever work they are performing, we are paying the remuneration for their equal manner, the amount which we are paying to the employee for their work. Then we are motivating the employees so that they could perform high performance, motivating them so that they could perform high. And then employee maintenance. We are maintaining means what? We are taking care of the requirements of the employees so that they could be maintained and they would be sticking to the organization for future purpose. Industrial relation is making a cordial relation among the employees within an organization. The basic job is this. So this is the scope of HRM. This comes to the end of this slide. Thank you.